Hi Virgo, this is going to be your August reading for 2019. I've just completed the reading for Leo. They are the first sign I'm doing this month, and as I explained in their video, that each month now the birthday sign that it is current, that will be the sign that will get the reading first. Because I've always started at the beginning with Aries, and unfortunately there are some months that things crop up in our lives and I'm not always able to do all of the 12 signs, so it ends up meaning that a lot of the signs do end up missing out completely, and obviously that isn't fair. So I decided to do it this way. So we're in the birthday month of Leo, okay? So I've done Leo first, and now it's your turn. I'm doing the 2 cards week by week, as I have been doing over the last few months. You have a Whispers of Love card, and also I have recently been given some tarot cards, and there's a little deck, these little cards, and I've pulled you one of those as well, okay? Now, the thing with these little cards is it obviously had an explanation booklet, a more in-depth, about each card and the meaning of each card, because it also has the symbols of the runes on. Now, I don't, understand the runes, and I haven't got any of those. So some of these cards in here are quite self-explanatory, but some are not. So I'm just going to give you what I feel intuitively the card is talking about. So, Virgo, sometimes we do find with these readings that there is one storyline, if you like. Sometimes it doesn't go that way, okay? Sometimes it flows just week by week. But week 1, you have the Magician, and underneath it, you have the Knight of Swords. So look, the Magician, the creator of something new. He can manifest whatever it is that he wants. It could be feelings, emotions, actions, words, thoughts. As the Magician, it depicts on the card, as above, so too below. So too shall be below, sorry. But the Magician can manifest whatever it is he wants. It's number 1 in the tarot. So we're at the beginning here. The Knight of Swords, he's the quickest knight. And he comes charging in with something to say. So, is this you, Virgo? Being with that Knight of Swords, it's not characteristic of you. You are a more slower energy. Is this Knight of Swords talking about somebody else coming into your life with something to say, something to tell you? Or is this your energy? The Magician, is that you as well? Having these thoughts, this idea of what it is that you now want to have in your life, what you want to manifest. And with that Knight of Swords, you charging in and telling somebody else. The Knight of Swords, quite often people can see the Knight of Swords as charging in with something negative to say. Yes, if the card was in reverse, then I could feel that. But when it's in the upright, it doesn't have to be negative. Can come charging in with something positive here. So I feel that we're off to a good start. Week 2. We have the Six of Pentacles. And underneath it, we have Temperance. Just jumping back quickly to week 1. What I feel here as well for some of you is that with that Magician, it could be you, as I said, manifesting something new, starting a new chapter, if you like, in your life. And maybe there is this need to have to tell somebody, inform somebody, if you like, that look, you know, I am starting this new chapter. I'm trying to create and manifest a new start, something new in my life. So I do feel for a lot of you that Knight of Swords could be you communicating to somebody else what it is you are now starting. So, Six of Pentacles and Temperance into week 2. Six of Pentacles is the give and take. It can be literally where you are helping another individual or another individual is helping you. And that can mean financially, okay? But the thing we have to be careful of with the Six of Pentacles is that if we are the one that's giving, that we're not giving too much. We're not giving. And if we're the ones that are taking, that we're not doing all the taking. We've got to keep the scales evenly balanced, because otherwise it's going to cause problems. Temperance is that even kill. Temperance can be a card needing to control one's emotions, if you like, not going too extreme here when it comes to our emotions. But Temperance can also be, for me, a card about patience and needing to be patient. So, you know, is this Six of Pentacles somebody else helping you, giving to you, supporting you? And is Temperance there representing that there needs to be an element of patience here on their side, maybe, in terms of them being the ones that are helping you? But is Temperance, is it talking about somebody needing to keep their emotions in check there? Because if somebody is doing all the giving and somebody's doing all the taking, like I said, it can cause issues. So just be mindful of that going into week 2. Week 3, we have the Six of Cups and we have the Eight of Cups. So the Six of Cups, it talks about our past. Now, when we see the Six of Cups, again, people always think somebody from the past is coming back. Again, it doesn't have to mean that. The Six of Cups can talk about memories. We all look back in our life. We've all obviously got memories, some good, some bad. But you may find in week 3 that you start to become a little bit reminiscent. That you start to look back at a happy time in your life. It could be looking back at your childhood. For all of you, it'll be different. The Eight of Cups is a card about walking away. We got the 8 Cups. Now, again, I don't feel we're talking about a relationship here. The Eight of Cups, it may be we're talking about just a time in our life. But for some of you, again, the Eight of Cups, It could be a place even, because I don't pick up that we're talking about a specific relationship here. But the Eight of Cups is about walking away. Now, as you've heard me say before, if we got 8 cups, whatever this is, it couldn't be all bad, okay? But there's 1 cup missing, which is the 9 cup. Now, I think that this 8 of Cups is representative of you going off to find that missing cup, to find that cup that's going to bring you the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. And you may be looking back at your past, especially if some of you are having to leave familiar surroundings because you're manifesting something new, because you're starting a new phase or a new chapter in your life. It may mean that you're having to leave familiar surroundings behind. Familiar surroundings that got you 8 cups. Familiar surroundings that when you look back with this 6 of Cups, it's fond and happy memories. But in order to manifest what you want, to get that wish fulfillment, you may have to leave familiar surroundings. Sorry, Virgo. I don't think this is leaving somebody behind. I think it's more about leaving a place, or maybe something, but not someone. Week 4, we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the King of Swords. So the Knight of Wands, this is the quickest knight. No, sorry, the Knight of Swords is the quickest knight, but the Knight of Wands is just as quick. He comes charging in. Now, the Knight of Wands is about action. It can be about creativity. The thing with the Knight of Wands is he can charge in and he can charge out just as quickly. But I think this Knight of Wands may again be talking about somebody else coming in and maybe offering something new here. But for some of you, yes, this Knight of Wands could be talking about you in week 4, taking action, doing something. The Knight of Wands is that action man type figure, but it's all about movement, quick movement. The King of Swords could be talking about an air sign, a Gemini, Libra and Aquarius that you may know. But the King of Swords can sometimes be somebody that is in authority. So it may be a superior, a manager, a director, a boss. Yes, sometimes the King of Swords can be solicitors and that type of thing, but I don't feel that. If the King of Swords is going to represent somebody in authority, in this instance, I feel it would be more a manager or a director of a company. And it may very well be that this King of Swords is linked with this Knight of Wands here, because the Knight of Wands comes in and has an offer. It's a positive month here, Virgo. There may be an element of, as I said, feeling reminiscent, looking back with fond and happy memories, but also feeling that little, it's not sadness. But you know, when we look back at a certain time in our life, it can stir these little feelings inside of us. Your message from Whispers of Love is focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. So, and that goes for everybody. We all got good attributes. And maybe that's where this Six of Pentacles might come in. That it may be that you feel you're doing a lot of giving at the moment. But maybe you need to step back. Maybe somebody else is helping you out, is supporting you a lot at the moment, and you need to really look and concentrate on that good attribute that somebody is showing to you, okay? Your card from this little deck, this one is called Ice. And as I said, I don't understand the runes. And I was trying to think what this ice could be talking about. Yes, I felt at first it could be talking about an icy exterior. That maybe somebody is portraying this icy exterior. And when we look at this King of Swords, when we're dealing with air signs, they can come across as being a little bit cold, sometimes a little bit devoid of feelings or emotions. But then I thought, the ice could be talking about ice in terms of needing to crack the ice, needing to break through the ice. And, is that a case of that we've had to go through this process of needing to crack that ice in terms of working out what it is that we want to manifest in our lives? What action we need to take? But overall, Virgo, this is a very positive month for you. I think it's a month that there's going to be new beginnings opening up for you, okay? You may very well find that there's these new ideas. You may be in a very creative frame of mind. Yes, there may be an element of nostalgia, especially if you're having to leave familiar surroundings. But even if that is the case, we're moving towards something good. Just remember, if somebody is supporting or helping you, to not abuse that. But if you are the one supporting or helping, don't allow another person to abuse you. Okay, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Have a great month, and I'll be back soon. Thank you. Bye.